Ask Reddit by user, not my real name 124. Title: A man once said if you want a good story, just ask any random person if there was ever an event in their life they cannot explain. Someone almost always has one weird thing that has happened to them. So Reddit, regardless of whatever you believe about the world, what's your story? Comment by Onmorasa Blank. I'm gonna make this as short as possible, but I was supposed to be flying out to Thailand from Australia. I was also kind of seeing this guy who was flying into Melbourne the same day I was leaving. He asked if I wanted to visit him and spend Xmas with him, but I was pretty set on going to Thailand for Xmas. Night before I was supposed to leave, I had the worst dream. I was standing on the beach and these huge waves just started coming for me. Ended up swallowing me and taking me away. I woke up in the worst sweat ever. Completely freaked me out. Never, ever had such a vivid dream, I can't even explain how real it felt. Anyway, I spoke to the guy the next morning and impulsively changed my ticket to go see him in Melbourne instead. The dream just gave me the creeps that bad. Turns out the Boxing Day tsunami hit right where I would have been staying. Probably a weird coincidence, but makes me think. Oh, and I am married to that guy now. Comment by OpenChips. When I was about 14 or 15, I was in my first class of the morning. I got a call from a private number and I answered it. It was my mum saying in a stern voice. I said no, OpenChips. I mean no. I was really confused by this because I hadn't done anything wrong. I was trying to explain to her that I was in class, but she just kept speaking over the top of me. I gave my phone to my friend to show her and she was confused too. It sounded exactly like my mum's voice and she said my name. I texted my parents asking what I did wrong and they said they had no idea what I was talking about. Later that day, I got off the school bus and started walking through my neighbor's field to get to my house when I got the exact same call as if it was a voice recording. My parents still say they have no idea what it was about. I asked my friend if she remembered the phone call to make sure I wasn't just imagining things, and she does. Comment by Natalfrost. Posted this a few times and it remains with me to this day. When I was 21, a bunch of my friends and I did magic mushrooms together. While we were tripping balls, I had a very vivid hallucination. I was on a rocking chair sitting opposite three of my friends. As I rocked back, I saw them as if they were in their late 50s, gray hair and wrinkly, and as I rocked forward, I'd see them normal and young in that moment again. I realized after a few times back and forth that I wasn't seeing the third guy when I rocked back, meaning to say I didn't see the old version of him. I went on for about half an hour from various positions in the chair and I just couldn't wrap my head around it and it weirded me out. Being weirded out on a mushroom trip isn't exactly a great feeling, so I obviously got a bit hysterical and passed out. I vaguely told the guys about it the next day and quite obviously, we all laughed it off. 8 months later, the friend I didn't see in that back and forth vision died in a motorcycle accident. This still makes me super uncomfortable. 8 years later. Comment by Saxy French Horn. Was sitting in my room reading a book, facing my open door. Saw my brother walk past into his bedroom next to mine. Heard him close the door. 30 seconds later, my dad comes up to my room, ashen faced. Where's your brother? He asks me. In his room, I answer without hesitation. No, he's not. My dad continues to look absolutely horrified. Your brother's not home. We check his room. It's empty. We both saw the same whatever it was walk into my brother's room. Still gives me goosebumps. Edit, for everyone asking, my brother was out with friends. He didn't come home for several hours. It was a second story with a straight drop down and hard to open windows, so no chance of a prank or window exit. We didn't tell my brother until we moved to a new house. Edit 2, my dad got a better look at the thing than I did. He asked where my brother was so that I would have to independently confirm that I'd seen someone, that the someone looked like my brother, and that it had entered my brother's room. He's clever that way. Comment by Harry Trandom. I regularly have dreams of my cat calling my name. Every time I wake up from one of these dreams, she is looking at me. Before anything creepy or profound could happen, the little shit start yowling for wet food. Edit, to answer a few questions. I'm American, with a J name. In my dreams, she has an androgynous voice, not really any particular accent. Yes, I do feed my cat regularly, she just believes I don't do it fast enough. No, I don't actually believe she is calling my name, and I know it's just my brain interpreting sound stimulus while I'm not fully conscious. It's still weird though. Comment by Unrefined Ravenclaw. My friend and I were laying on a trampoline looking up at the sky, watching the birds fly. Then I swear I saw a flying bunny. I asked her if she saw it too and she did. It was probably a predator-type bird carrying a bunny, but for the longest time I swore it was a flying bunny. Reply by Insert Stalem 3 Me, the bunnies seem to have a flight division, Air Force One. Comment by MRSIRST, there was one time me and my parents were house sitting for the neighbors feeding their dog and stuff. One time while we were there I was chilling in the living room and saw someone go up the stairs. I assumed it was my dad because he had a pair of black dress shoes on that was similar to the ones my dad wore to work. A minute later I go into the kitchen and my dad is in the room with my mom taking, and moreover he is wearing sandals. I have no idea who it was I saw because there was 100% no one else supposed to be in the house at that time. Nothing was stolen when the neighbors got back, so I doubt it was someone who broke in. Comment by Westbridge 1157, a friend piped up in my dream remotely, like 30 kilometers away, and I yelled at him to go away. Later that day he rang the house phone, I'm old, and told me that he'd woken me from my dream, the words I'd used and exactly what I'd been dreaming. Couldn't ever explain that. Comment by Soggy Job, I lost a stupid arcade prize coin purse in elementary school. It was black and yellow with obnoxious smiley faces all over it. Brought it to school with me all the time. I don't know why, because I had no money in it. Once I lost it. It just vanished. I don't remember when I realized I had lost it, but it was gone. And I could not shut up about it. My school, by now turned to rubble I assume, used to have a gym on the top floor of the attached second building. Strange, right? It went, special needs classes, library, and gym. This gym was always locked though, and people hadn't used it for gym class in years. Of course, because of its looming presence above us, the fact that it was an abandoned attic, and that no one would allow the kids to see inside it, we called it the haunted gym. I think my teacher used a visit to the haunted gym as a reward for us one time. Because months after I had lost my coin purse, we were allowed to walk through it as a class in a single file line. I'm up front behind the teacher, following closely behind when I see ahead in the corner a small yellow and black smiley face. I ran over to it, picked it up, and yeah. That was my coin purse. Somehow it had migrated to a locked and abandoned third floor gym. Even my friend recognized it. Despite the teacher wanting to show us that it wasn't haunted, half the class left that day thinking that there was no way it couldn't be haunted. It stole my purse. I'll never fucking understand it. Ask Reddit.